What's going on, people? Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Niche. My name is Ron, and as usual, I'm back again with fresh content. I hope that you continue to support me and the channel as we continue to grow from this height to another, and you'll be highly appreciated. So today I want to talk about Arsenal versus Sevilla, the match that we previously completed. And also I'd like us to take a keen look at the match that is upcoming against Newcastle. So let's get straight to the content. First and foremost, the match against us, Sevilla. To be honest, I didn't expect us to win with a large margin like we won, because Sevilla is honestly a big team. Like we all know, they are European giants, but we were able to beat them 6-0. I bet no one saw that coming, so that was a really massive performance from Arsenal, and I know that we're going to do better things, but I'm not putting my hopes very high, because it's not the first time we're seeing Arsenal flying in one game and very low in another. So yeah, I guess we just need to be careful with how we build our hopes. So to begin with, I'd like to talk about the hat-trick that Jesus secured. While I was watching that game, I was really keen on Jesus' movements in the box and also outside the box. Well, people have been criticizing him for not scoring goals outside the box, but he's a striker, and where he's mostly needed is in the box, and that's why he was able to get his hat-trick in the box. Well, if he's a striker not scoring outside the box and scoring inside the box and doing it on a regular basis, then I have no problem with that. I don't think anyone else should be having a problem with that. So whatever Jesus is doing, I encourage him to continue doing that, and every single Guna will be happy. So the hat-trick was very refreshing, and against a very big team. I know it's just a pre-season, but it takes quality for a player to be able to secure a hat-trick, because you can only score goals when you're good, and you can only score 3 when you're extremely good. So I'd like to say that Jesus is extremely good. There's really good high hopes with Jesus, and I hope maybe he can get to score 20 goals or more a season, or maybe this season to begin with. Another thing that impressed me was Saka's brace. There was a lot of complaint about the penalty. Okay, personally I think the penalty was fair, because it was he was pushed from the back, and he had already won the race to the ball. So I think Rekic didn't have to take the tackle like he did. Saka was not in position. Okay, he was in a dangerous position, but not in a really comfortable position to score. So he only needed to cover his view on the goal. But then he went for he made the wrong decision of pushing Saka to the floor, and referee was having an easy time giving a penalty. So those who are complaining, you need to get used to it. However, I think the penalty should have been awarded to Jesus, because he's the man we're looking to be our main goal scorer. So in as much as I was happy to see Saka score, I wasn't happy to see him take the penalty. I want to see Jesus taking the penalties, because we want him to get the 20 goals a season, 20 plus maybe. And if he's going to do that, maybe, I'm not saying he should be depending on the penalties, but again, the penalties are going to be very important for him to be able to secure those kind of goals that we are expecting him to get. So yeah, that is it. And then the 6th goal was scored by Nketiah, who was coming from the bench. I will say this, many Arsenal fans were not happy when he was given the jersey 14, me included. I'm not going to bash him anyway, because he was given, it's not his fault he was given. We should maybe blame Edu and Arteta for that. But what I can say, if Nketiah keeps on doing what he's doing so far, then I think he's going to be putting on the jersey deservedly. And the least we could do for him as a fan base is to support him, because there's talent in there. We've seen him how he's linking up with Jesus, so he can not only score goals, but he can also assist, and he's also a very good dribbler, and he's also physically strong. So let's keep supporting Ketia and hope that he's going to be scoring. Another impressive man in the match was Martinelli. Martinelli was able to secure a brace of assists. I know most of the fans have been lashing him out for not scoring goals and not providing assists, but then you asked for it, so he gave them. So let's keep on supporting him and hope that he's going to get better and better. Yeah, so those are some of the things that impressed me on the match. And some of the talking points in the match also was Granit Xhaka and Zinchenko, the way they were linking up. I think there was some kind of a very, very good chemistry between the players. Another thing I noted is the way Xhaka and Zinchenko were able to switch their positions. There were sometimes you could see Xhaka moving into the left back and Zinchenko moving to the midfield. I saw them do that like mostly in the second half. After we were comfortable, and both players looked comfortable in their positions when they were switching. So that is something we need to look out for the coming season. It's going to be really exciting. You know, we all know I'm not a good fan of Xhaka, but to be honest and to be fair to him, I think Xhaka has had a very good preseason. Well, Lokonga's had a good preseason, probably better than Xhaka's, but if Xhaka is going to keep up the performance that he's been putting in, I think we are going to see a very completely different player. So let's keep watching, and I'm not putting my hopes up though. I still believe we need a new midfielder, but then we can just support what we have already for the time being. Another talking point was Martinelli. I think people have been criticizing him so much and forgetting how important he is. I want to talk about the last match that we had with Newcastle when we were beaten. One of the reasons I want to believe Newcastle were all over us is because Martinelli was out of the game and no one was causing Newcastle problems, so they were comfortable attacking us. If Martinelli was in the game, I think he would be keeping them busy and they could not be attacking us the way they did, and they were able to secure a win. A 1-0 win. So let's hope that it's going to be Arteta is going to trust Martinelli more and give him even more game time than he did last season. Another thing was Partey bossing the midfield like he always does, and that is why you're even seeing Xhaka enjoying the matches in the preseason. I think Partey has been doing a lot of work, and you can understand why last season we were not able to qualify for the Champions League, because he got an injury. And if he's going to stay fit for the better part of this season, then I think we're going to have a better season than we did last season. But then we still need to bring in a reinforcement to stand in for Partey whenever he gets an injury. Yeah, so that brings us to the man of the match for the game against Sevilla. Let me know in the comments, my dear fans, who do you think should have been the man of the match? I have 3 candidates that I could pick from. One is Gabriel Jesus, another one is Martinelli, and another one is Partey, because we know Partey had an explosive game. My man of the match, I'll have to give Martinelli. Really, Martinelli. He was causing havoc, and that's why he was even able to secure the brace of assists. And you could see the way he picked Jesus. There was some kind of understanding that they were having, the Samba boy kind of understanding. The Samba boys, they're like people who understand each other in and out. So yeah, I appreciate the fact that Gabriel Jesus has a very good understanding with Odegaard. But then the way Martinelli was able to pick Jesus, it's like he understood every movement he was going to make. And that's why he was able to pick up that kind of a pass. So let's wait and see if we're going to get more of that, and Arsenal fans will be happy. So that is it about about Sevilla. And let's hope we're going to see more kind of matches that we saw on Saturday. On to our season opener. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Premier League is back. And guess who's on the opening match again? And on Friday again, it's Arsenal again, but different culprit. This time it's Crystal Palace. Wow, what a big game it's going to be. We remember the way Crystal Palace really had us last season. They really made it tough on us. Actually, we were able to pick only 1 point out of possible 6. So I don't know how that works for you, but for me, I think it's going to be a really tough match. And what a fixture to open the season. We really have a revenge to execute against Crystal Palace, and it's going to be tough because Crystal Palace, they were not just sitting behind and waiting for Arsenal to come and whoop their ass like they did last time. They actually made very, very important signings. Sam Johnston, a goalkeeper, Chris Richards from Bayern, Remy Matthews, and the most important signing that they actually made was that one of Cheikh Doucouré from Lens for 24 mils. This is a very powerful midfielder that Arsenal could have actually used. But, of course, Arsenal, their recruitment policies, they don't always consider what they need more. They just make signings. I appreciate the signings that we've made, but I think we could use a more combative midfielder like Cheikh Doucouré. We will let Bissouma go to Tottenham, so we really need to get a combative midfielder, and that is what Crystal Palace got, which means they're going to make life even harder for us. We remember last time it was very hard on us. On the first leg, they beat us. We drew 2-2 after Oba opening the score. Benteke cancelled. Then Edouard was able to put them ahead. Not until Lacazette was able to secure an equalizer in the 90th minute. It was a very emotional game, very intense. You could see the reaction from Vieira. And in the second leg, wow, these people were very, very, very much on us. They were like flies on shit. Arsenal were like shit, and they were like flies because they were all over us. So let's hope that this coming game, it's going to be different. So Mateta was able to kill us in the game. It's not only about the goal he scored, but even the problems he was causing in the forward line. Ayew also was able to score, and Zaha. So let's hope maybe this time we're going to stop them now that we have Saliba in the house. Yeah. Actually, that game we were able to lose because they boast our midfield. We started Partey and Xhaka in the game in the second leg when they beat us 3-0, but then they only had Kouyaté, Schlapp and Gallagher. Well, they're not going to have Gallagher in this opening match, so but they're going to have, of course, Cheikh Doucouré. So let's hope they're not going to beat us like they did the other time. And I know we are even better than we were last season. I don't know, maybe we are better than we were last season. So Cheikh Doucouré is going to make life really hard on us. Now that brings us to the prediction for the game. I would like to predict in a very neutral manner. I think it's going to be a 3-2 win for the team that is going to win. I don't know who is going to win because it's a 50-50 match. If we can be honest with ourselves, it's going to be a 50-50 match, and the winner will get a 3-2 win. Could be Arsenal, could be Crystal Palace. So let me know in the comments what you think about the game, and if you have any other idea of contents you would like to see on the Guno Niche, feel free to suggest in the comment section. Thank you for watching my show for today, and keep it locked, the Guno Niche. Thanks for your support. Subscribe. Bye.